Alright, so this is real talk. This is what happens in life. We had a bad day yesterday, so this might be a bit depressing for some people. This is real life. This is what happens as you get through or you start doing busy days. Getting a little bit depressed on things at the moment, because one thing turns out wrong, which was yesterday. The job took too long, problems on the job, blah blah blah. It just snowballs in. Couldn't get to other jobs that I was meant to get to, due to other tradies delaying me on the time frame that I was meant to be at that job. I was meant to be booked in to doing the Defence Force housing. When I got there the same day to do the job, they told me I couldn't do it. Then they told me that I had to be there yesterday to finish it off. Well, I'm like, well, you guys delayed me the first time, so I'll delay you the second time. So I didn't get back to that one, so I got a full week next week, so I've got to try and work out how to get to that one. Trying to keep my weekends booked off, but they're just filling up with jobs like that. They get delayed. We did my car at the shopping centre the other day, and we had to come back and do the gated section. So we went there this morning to do the gated section. Everything wasn't lined up with the contractor part, so security didn't know about them, the insurances and all that. So then I had to spend time sending them all my insurances and signing up as a contractor. So that took half an hour, so I was delayed on that job. And then I got there, and then the little valve is gone inside, so the spring's gone. So the chemical's not coming through, so that's a problem. And then the other problem is I ordered these months ago because I knew I had to replace them, but thinking this is a 1-inch system, but they got a 1-inch going into 3/4 checking valve. So these are the 1-inch check valve. Why you wouldn't have these down in Melbourne? They got the 1/2-inch ones, which is on the soap one, but I got to replace this one, and I'll replace this one at the same time because I got to unbolt this and pull it out, and then undo these bolts to get these off to change these. So if I'm doing that, I may as well change them all in one hit. The soap one's normally okay, but I'll change the water and the chlorine one at the same time. So they're a 3/4 inch check valve. I've got a 1-inch check valve, so I need new end connectors. So I need 4 of those, because I need 1-inch to 1-inch, because I can't put them in there. So what happens with that is the spring in there rust out, so you get a little gate valve. It just stops all the chemicals coming, or your water coming back into your chemical tank and all that type of stuff. So we've got to do that. So I'll have to go probably down to Bunnings and grab them, because I don't think the plumbing shop will be open today, but I'll check that soon. But this is the kind of stuff that happens. I did this, I booked out this week like solid to make a whole week's worth of videos, so I did it on purpose. But this goes to show, like, if you're trying to work solid 7 days a week, it just doesn't work. You got to have days off, and you got to have days as backup. So like Saturdays is a backup day normally for me. So if I don't have anything that goes wrong for the week, I've got Saturday to go back and fix that job up. So if you trying to book out your weekends to squeeze in tons of work, and something goes wrong, then you got to try and find time to get back to that. So I'll book my weeks solid, but if something goes wrong, I normally got the Saturday day as backup, unless nothing goes wrong and it gets to the end of the week, and then I'll just jump on another job that's easy to get to and get back to. So we're going to take off, go to Brisbane, because I got all the plumbing gear and stuff in my thing. I just need to get these check valves from home, because we just went and quoted roof restoration on a tiled roof. So we just won that job. That was $6,000. So we booked another good job. So there's probably about, you know, a couple of grand worth of profit in that one. But anyway, that is a good win for today. It should spark me up a little bit once we get this sorted. And we finished doing all the early mornings, and here comes the wife. So we're gonna get this going and then head to Brisbane. So what I gotta do is I just rocked up on the job that I gotta do, this one here. Gotta strip out this first, strip off both ends so I can get to that nut, so I can loosen off the 3 nuts to pull off the plate, so I can get into the bolt. I'm gonna get into the back of it to loosen off these ones so I can slide the shaft down, up and down, so I can get into this one. Then I can undo this little flange. So we pulled off the back, we've loosened these screws here so we can get into the manifold. We'll take off the manifold here and then unscrew all this housing, and then we'll glue up in a whole new system, put it in, put it up here, tighten those screws again, and then we're done. And then we'll move on to the other side and get them both popped out. So it is the next day and we are back at this house. We spent 2 hours pulling this apart, putting it back together. Still had an air leak, got frustrated, overwhelmed, so just packed up, went home, chilled out on the couch. I watched some Tassie boys prospecting, doing some gold hunting and fossicking for gems. I just like to, just calms me out, relaxes me a little bit. So then this morning we got down the truck nice and early and we pulled every single thing apart. We re-taped, we used electrical tape this time instead of True Blue. So back to Old Faithful. Put it all back together, still had an air leak, and just frustrated me so much because I knew everything was done properly all the way down. So probably people are gonna hit me up. The problem was this little plug, which is the same as this plug, but it's down there. The O-ring was worn out down there. So what I did is pulled it out, I put a new O-ring on it, and then I put some super glue on this little tab. These little stainless steel tabs, they flip open. You can't even move it with your finger now because I put super glue on there. I put a lot of super glue in there because I don't want it open again. These ones here, you can't move them. I put super glue on that one, and I changed the O-ring on the other side, doing the same thing, super glue. And now I don't have air leaks. So the biggest problem, and what cost me a whole day's labor and mucking around, was the 24 volt pump, and it was just due to that loose connection and an O-ring. So I really hope by making these videos it shows people the problems that they got to look for, so they can diagnose it within 10-15 minutes and say, right, let's check that. We might not have an air leak here because we've done everything properly, but we're going to have an air leak in this thing here. So my loss, your gain if you watch all the way to the end of the video and watch how I solve the problem. So everything snowballed yesterday, turned into just a big mess of not getting anything done, costing a whole bunch of money because we didn't make any money for the day. But that was the problem. Okay, so today we're getting stuck into this job. We're probably not going to film today because we're so behind on this job. We've got to get it cleaned and get it sealed. So we're just going to get stuck into this one, and we'll probably do something else for the last video.